Jesus, we should have called ahead.
No, I don't carry anything for you.
Of course she's not carrying anything. She doesn't do anything from sitting in the cab. Of course not.
Hello, you must be Noah. The alarm from the PIT, 28, independent tabloid. This is Keenan, he'll be transcribed. And this is Jared, he'll be doing the sketch work.
I didn't know you could bring such a tea.
Seriously, we're teaching kids to touch a skunk. Okay, so family goes to sleep. Everything gets out of its cage. Okay, that makes sense.
So, what's your name and how do you spell it?
The rhinoceros kind. Status, 4 living genera. Isn't it fun to have an animal that's still alive in the real world instead of all these ones that went extinct on the ark that was supposed to preserve them? Adult lengths 5 to 16 feet. Representative shown, Trigonius. The earliest known rhinos were relatively small and hornless or bore small nasal bumps. That's in that fossil record we don't want you to study too much because you'd have to figure out how we can cram all of them into such a tiny time frame and make it biologically plausible for them to develop nasal bumps so quickly. Most members of this kind featured between 1 and 3 facial horns, more information that would require us to know about the genes that make them, but that's not work we do. We leave that to the evolutionists, and then we ignore their work. Rhinos are unusual in that all living genera are found in rock layers below Ice Age deposits. Those Ice Age deposits that we only allow to be one Ice Age, and we don't pay any attention to the chronology. Rhinoceroses are also closely related to horses, according to the evolutionists, but oh, we don't believe that now, do we, kids? The giraffe kind. Status, 2 living genera. Adult lengths 8.2 to 18 feet. Representative shown, Shansatherium. The extinct species Giraffa jumai was the tallest among known members of the kind, standing about 22 feet high. The skin-covered bony protuberances on giraffe heads, called ossicones, are initially soft and cartilaginous so as to ease the birthing process. These figures are modeled after Shansatherium, a medium-sized extinct giraffe from China featuring 4 ossicones. And you'll notice how after generations of creationists have been insisting that it's impossible for a giraffe to have evolved from something that didn't have a long neck, we've just put something without a long neck in the giraffe kind right in front of you, fossils we didn't discover and we're not telling you a great deal about. Interestingly, in the real world, this Shensatherium has the same number of neck vertebrae as we do, or the longer giraffe. In other words, the same bones can modify over a long period of time, but not over an incredibly short period of time, which we have no genetic information to support. But we don't expect you to look this up because we expect you to only follow what we tell you in the little teeny descriptions we give you here. You promise? Why is the giraffe's neck so short? Oh, we've already gone into that. The answer is 'cause. And we're going to put up an animal right in front of you that's the very thing that we insisted couldn't possibly exist, that a transitional form between the giraffes could actually be known. Oh, we hope you accept this description and don't fact-check any of it. The horse kind, status 1 living genera. Another animal we all know about, adult lengths 2.8 to 12 feet. Representative shown, Mesohippus. I bet you haven't heard about that. It's a name that pops up in the evolution literature, and for decades we've been insisting that it's no relation whatsoever to horse, but we've changed our mind. Modern representatives of the horse kind are quite similar overall, but ancient forms were more diverse. Oh, brother, were they? But we don't want to talk too much about that. Members are identified by defining skull and tooth features, and living varieties, horses, donkeys, and zebras, can interbreed. The modern-looking genus Dinohippus contain both one-toed and three-toed individuals. This is not evolution, but just variation within the horse kind. Never mind that creationists 20 and 30 years ago were insisting that none of these animals could be related to horses. But some of our new breed of creationists, called baraminologists, have worked out, using our really careful tools, that they can't possibly keep them from connecting up in exactly this way. Plus, we only have a limited amount of room on the ark, so we have to keep the number of kinds down, and we can't have too many little horse kinds wandering around on this boat, now can we? So we're going to take just one of these and use it as the representative of the kind, and hope you don't think how in only 1,500 years or less, all these different varieties could have developed from either the original created kinds or what happened after the flood. Isn't this fun, looking at science, if you don't pay attention to most of the data? The Spinosaur kind, status presumed extinct, which, as you may have guessed, means it's extinct. Adult lengths 25 to 50 feet. Representative shown, Baryonyx. Spinosaurus were a group of large predatory dinosaurs known for their crocodile-like heads, huge hook claws, and sailbacks. Never mind that we deny that any dinosaurs were predatory. You're not supposed to be following what we say. Pay attention only to what we say. The group is named after its largest member, Spinosaurus, who may have spent much of its time in the water, none of which, of course, was worked out by any creationists. This is all from that evolution science that we copy but don't mention any of their work. We're parasites. At least one representative, Baryonyx, depicted here, in a strange way because this is kind of a baby, did not sport a sail. Baryonyx has also been shown in one of Ken Ham's book as being the fire-breathing dragon that St. George slew. This is incredibly stupid, so we didn't even think that was a good idea to put that picture up. The Tyrannosaur kind, status presumed extinct, which means it's extinct. Adult lengths 9 to 43 feet. Representative shown, Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaur tooth marks are routinely identified on apparent prey and heal bite injuries from would-be victims, which means They were eating things, eating meat, even though this same museum tells you that that isn't what happened. We don't compare notes very well, do we? The age of the oldest known tyrannosaur individual is estimated at 28 years, plus 65 million years if you include the chronology. The presence of medullary tissues, oh, and we're not going to explain those fancy words to you, in the bones of a subadult T-Rex indicates that the specimen was female and had reached reproductive maturity before achieving full size. Remember, none of this has been done by us. We've just been copying the technical literature from the actual scientists, the real paleontologists, and putting all this information up so when you kids go home and Google it, you'll get confirmation that this information was true, even though we're leaving all the other stuff out.
Well, thank you very much for joining us once again. Please remember to subscribe and hit the little bell so you don't miss any future releases. And we'll see you next time.